right, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, y'all. Check this out, man. I wanted to revisit a situation, or should I say, a video I put out a couple of weeks ago, and I was posing the question: was white women actually more racist than white men? That was a very good video. I thought that was some of my best work, and I want to thank all the subs that contributed to that video. I got a lot of good feedback, a lot of different opinions, man, and it was a great video, man. So I appreciate everybody for commenting on that video. But I want to revisit that question that I asked once again, because I'm starting to lean more towards that white women are more racist than white men, and it's starting to appear that way. Because a sub sent me some very interesting information that Donald Trump got 50%, or should I say 53%, of the votes from white women. And we all know that Donald Trump is a fucking racist. So what does that say about the white women that voted for him? Exactly. But anyway, you know, one thing I've seen about white dudes, some of them try to pretend that they ain't racist, even though they are. You have what you call an accidental racist. He tries his hardest not to come across as racist, but then he always says or does something that shows that he's a little bit racist. But he what you call the I don't know, he what you call an accidental racist. He don't mean you no harm, but then he's still a racist by accident, by just human nature. Then you have the racists, the second level racists. You know, the Bill O'Reillys that try to pretend that they're not racist when they really are, the Sean Hannitys of the world. You know, goddamn well that they racist, but then they try to pretend that they not. But you know they racist by some of the shit that they say. They ain't the type that'll use the N-word and that type of shit because they feel like that's beneath them. That's, below their grammar standards. They just refer to black people as blacks. Like Ron Burgundy. Black. But anyway, then you have the fucking extreme racists. Like that Peckerwood in Memphis, Tennessee. That's what you call extreme racist. That's the type of dude, if he, that's the type of dude, he'll try to harm you. And he'll try to do something to you. Of course, when he got a gun, because most white people, they don't step to black people unless they got a gun, or it's like 15 of them, But anyway, that kind, the extreme racist. But I've noticed with white women, it's not no in between. It's either they are or they're not. Paula Deen, extreme racist. Even though she was trying to play that role, but she did and said so much racist shit to it, it's not even funny. And that's funny, the bitch back on TV. See what I mean? White privilege, the so-called forgiveness bullshit, she back on TV. Hulk Hogan is back to doing commercials. But, that was just a side note. But anyway, as I was saying, look at the shit Paula Deen used to do. What bitch, would have a party and would tell their employees the theme of the party is slavery and tell their employees to dress up as slaves. And then this bitch would have videos, or should I say, she would have videos of her, having food in her hand, and she would be having the food in her hand, and she would walk up to her black employees and tell them to eat the food out their hand, like they some kind of fucking show pony or some shit like that. I mean, what a fucking bitch. Straight up. But I've just noticed that. Like I say, with white women, either they are or they not. I mean, look at Mars Shot. The chick that used to own the Cincinnati Reds. By the way, she was extreme racist. Rest in piss, bitch. But anyway, I just saw some shit on the Advice TV show. Y'all check that brother out, man. He a brother from Houston, Texas. You know, I got family in Texas and Houston, so you know what I'm saying. I've been to Houston a couple of times. You know, my late grandfather, my mom's dad, he used to stay out there, so I've been to Houston. Houston is a cool city, racist, but is a cool city. A lot of all you can eat fast, a lot of all you can eat restaurants and shit. It sort of got like two downtowns. It got like uptown and then it got downtown. Like downtown is like where the Reliant Stadium is, where the Houston Texans play at. Shout out to Rashawn, man. You know what I'm saying? I might be back there for the Super Bowl, man. You never know. But anyway, sorry I digress a little bit. But anyway, getting to the subject at hand. I seen some shit today that sort of like made me lean to white women being more racist than white men. You know, I saw a lady, she was going to fuck off. I guess it was at a voting poll, and she was a Trump supporter. I guess her husband got into it with some black dude, man. And this chick spit on the dude. She was calling him all kind of nares and all that type of shit. You know, just going off. Now, I'm going to get to the spitting part later on. But let me say this much. I've noticed this year, like I told you, you know, you didn't heard me say it, you didn't heard Superboy say it. Now that Obama is on his way out of office, like I said, these white people gonna get bolder and bolder. You know, you done seen several videos with white women disrespecting black women, making fun of them, wearing blackface, and all that type of shit. You know, harassing black women at colleges, and to me, I don't know how those sisters can put up with that. See, I know those colleges is like certain places, you know. I know those colleges are not like in California. I know that would never go on at UC Berkeley or Stanford, because some of them chicks is from the Bay Area and some of them chicks is from the hood, and they'll put hands, you know what I'm saying, on some of them white chicks. So I know it's like those colleges that's like in the middle of nowhere and shit, or like in those Hoboken ass cities and shit. Because, you know, white people, like, when they, you know, they don't really do that shit in those urban cities. They know when it's more of them than us, then, like I say, they get bold as shit. You know, then they want to try you. Then they want to say certain shit. So, yeah, I just been seeing a lot of that. All you got to do is go on YouTube. You'll see several videos with white women making fun of black women, you know, making fun of, you know, curvaceous black women. You know, thick and sexy sisters. But I'm going to get to that in a separate video, man. Sisters, I got y'all back. I'm going to talk about the beauty of a black woman. Why I like black women so much. So that video is coming soon. That's a video just for the sisters. But anyway, I just seen a lot of that shit. Very disrespectful shit towards black women. Just flat out disrespectful. So, like I said, I think white women are more racist than white men. I'm just really starting to peep that out, man. And my brother Dealtown put that in my head because we was just chopping it up about some shit, and then he kind of like made me realize some shit, and then by me being in California, I started peeping that shit out. Because like I said, man, I hardly ever see black women hanging out with white women. Like I said, I see black dudes, you know, every once in a while hanging out with white cats and shit. So I see that. But like where I'm at in California in the Bay Area, I hardly ever see that. So white women, like I said, there's no in between with them. Either they racist or they not. And I just think a lot of white women, they don't like to be around black women because they have more of a superiority complex sometimes than white men. You know, and that's why I be trying to tell these so-called black liberal feminists, why are you trying to align yourself with white women that don't like you and make fun of you and disrespect you on a regular basis? I done seen several videos on YouTube where white chicks dressed up as black women and shit, you know, in blackface saying, yeah, my name's Shaniqua and all that type of shit, or Shaquanda and all that shit, just, you know, this extreme disrespectful shit. So yes, I just think I'm really leaning toward that. I think white women are more racist than white men. I'm serious. You know, based off the Trump results on how much of a how much of a percentage of the white female race voted for him, that's says a lot. 53%. So basically, white women played a very pivotal role in Donald Trump being elected president. And like I said once before, those feminist groups, they are busted, they are ethered, they are exposed. It was a I told you, y'all gotta watch them type of motherfuckers. But anyway, man, I just wanted to put that video out, man. So I want everybody's feedback. I'm out.